Treat Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
How's your day going?
Going good, thank you. Yeah.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always has those game ready.
Let's go!
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Boise State football wide receiver Ben Ford. I've had to face some setbacks on the field this past season, but toughness isn't about staying down. It's about getting back up. I am proud to represent Lithia Ford of Boise, where you can find the largest selection of Ford trucks that are built tough and, like me, handle the hits and keep pushing forward. Come check out the incredible inventory and competitive pricing at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're not just getting a truck, you're supporting Boise State athletics and Lithia Ford NIL partnerships. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, RoadPaint.com, and the Blue and Orange Store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Good morning. morning, Bronco Nation. How we doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy game day to you. Boise State back in action tonight against the Wyoming Cowboys, and looking forward to getting over to Extra Mile Arena this evening to talk Boise State basketball with you on the pregame show. That'll be 6 o'clock, the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. Our title sponsor, as always, Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out online, lithiafordboise.com. If you're ready for that newer pre-owned vehicle, you know where to go. Go to somebody that supports Boise State as big as anybody. That's Jim Sturk and Company, Lithia Ford of Boise, online, lithiafordofboise.com. We are in the Sun Cruiser Studios. Pick up a Sun Cruiser, maybe pre-gaming for the game tonight a little bit, maybe getting ready for the weekend, whether it's a lemonade iced tea, whether it's the iced tea vodkas, so many different vodka lemonades, different flavors, options to suit your need. And I'm telling you, if you have not tried a Sun Cruiser, folks, give it a shot. Even if you're not a big fan of tea, like I said, I like the tea ones, even though I'm not a big fan of tea by itself. But even if you don't like the tea, they have just the straight vodka lemonades, strawberry lemonade, pink lemonade, all kinds of great options and flavors. So Sun Cruiser, the Sun Cruiser Studios. Got a good show planned for you today. Jay Tust, Bronco Studios. He's on vacation down in Arizona and still agreed to come on for a little bit today, so we appreciate Jay. We'll preview Boise State and Wyoming with Jay Tust here in a little bit. We are going to talk today for the first time the new football coaches, couple new assistant coaches on the defensive staff. They're going to talk to the media later today. Busy day today, so we'll talk to some of the football coaches. Wanted to get into a discussion about them, but kind of preview that. Which coach do we think is going to make the biggest impact on the football team this year? And with that included is a couple different position changes with Frank Maile now taking over as the full-time D-line coach. You have Zach Hill adding, co-OC to his title. So we'll talk a little football with Jay and the new coaches, and he's already talked to them. So we'll get a chance to catch up with Jay about that as well. And then Tatum Thompson from the women's basketball team going to join us about 9:45 as well. They got a huge game tomorrow night against first place San Diego State. They're tied for second place right now with UNLV, the Boise State women. So big home game tomorrow night for the Boise State women. And we will talk to Tatum Thompson as well. So some men's basketball talk, some football talk, some women's basketball talk. We got you covered. The only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports, and that is right here, Bronco Nation News, online, bronconationnews.com. As always, get your comments in the ICCU YouTube chat. We'd love to hear from you, what you're thinking about tonight's game, score predictions, thoughts, the final 4 games of the regular season. What's your best bet at Boise State's record, the final 4 games of the regular season? What seed do you think they're going to get for the conference tournament? How you feeling about the game tonight? Let us know. Kind of a dreary, rainy morning out there here in Meridian, and so you can saddle up for the next hour or so and talk Boise State sports with us. Again, as we help get you a little bit closer to that 7 p.m. tip-off tonight at Extra Mile Arena. The pregame show will be at 6 o'clock here on Bronco Nation News and our social media channels. If you are watching on the other various channels, and that includes Twitter, that includes Facebook, we do ask you to jump on over to YouTube. Twitter is kind of going away with some of the live broadcasts and things, so we will be exclusively on YouTube here moving forward. And so if you can make those plans now, switch over to YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you join us on YouTube here as we do each and every morning at 9 a.m. talking Boise State sports. Let's check that ICCU YouTube chat and see what's going on this morning. Again, Jay Tust going to join us shortly. Get into that game tonight. Sports Guy, as always, is first. Somebody beat him tomorrow. He's always first in the comments here. I'm not sure your name. Just says Sports Guy 10. He's usually first in the comments here, watching from Minnesota. So always appreciate you. But let's see if somebody can beat him tomorrow to be the first commenter here. John Buchanan, let's get it on. Yeah, he's excited. Game day. Yes, it is. Tyree saying, good morning, folks. It's a Sun Cruiser game day. I like that. And yes, of course, big Jayhawk win last night. At some point, folks are going to – I saw 80% of the bets were like on Houston last night. Like at some point, folks are going to realize you just don't bet against Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse, especially on a big Monday. I think Bill Self's now, 41-0 on Big Monday. So I don't know why 80% – I was shocked to see that 80% of the bets were on Houston. But, oh well, We'll take it. Yeah, the alma mater, Kansas, with a big win last night. Tyree says you start typing in Bronco Nation, and right away we're the first search result that pops up. Awesome. Appreciate that, Tyree. Thank you. And the more of you that like these videos, the more of you that subscribe to our channel will help us pop up even more. So appreciate that. All right, we got Honolulu. It must be 6 in the morning over there. What are you doing? Go watch the sunrise or something. Appreciate you for watching from Honolulu early this morning. I always enjoy hearing where people are watching from. Let's see. Rock Chalk, that's right. BSU Bill going back to the football hire. Terrence Brown, no doubt, fantastic hire. Yeah, we'll talk to Jay about that and see kind of what he's thinking on that. And I do agree. Terrence Brown comes in with some I'm excited about the wide receiver hire as well, though. I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited about all the new coaches. And I think, like I said, even like a Frank Maile moving to the D-line coach, which allows Eric Chenander to not have a position to worry about, I think also is a big deal as well for the full defense. So a lot of reasons to be excited about the coaches there. Let's see. I collected last night. I'm sure you did. I did as well. So looks like I'll be at the game tonight. There you go. Awesome. Bob's got 8375. Keep these comments rolling in. Always appreciate. Makes the show easier when we got stuff to talk about. Questions, comments here on the YouTube chat. Let's see. 8375 is about, I think the spread's 8.5. So that's right about what Vegas is probably predicting there. Ken Dick back in Lebanon, Tennessee. Glad you made it home safely there, Ken. Team manager for that 1975-76 team. He was honored on the court as part of the 50th anniversary celebration. Came over and got to meet him. So appreciate you for coming over, Ken, and introducing yourself. And thanks for always watching the shows here. Appreciate that. Don't know what will be the biggest impact, but the wide receiver coach needs to have the biggest. I like the way you phrase that. I think that certainly is one way you could look at it because the wide receivers certainly last year did not have the best year. So I think that's an interesting way to phrase that. So we'll get into that here in a little bit. I do want to start with the basketball game tonight, and then we'll switch back over to football here in a little bit. But tonight, 7:00. Appreciate the talk with Javen yesterday. Yeah, I was actually going to play a little bit of that either now or on the pregame show, depending on how it goes. But we did get a chance to chat with Javen Buchanan yesterday. That is up on the BNN YouTube channel. So if you want to go watch that, that will be up on YouTube right now. You can go watch the full interview with Javen Buchanan, full interview with Leon Rice, getting you set for tonight's game. So after our show is over, you can go watch that. Looking forward to this on Saturday. The BNN cast, I think is what we're calling it, versus Fresno. Going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. And we're going to have, I just have it confirmed, the first half is going to be Max Rice and Tyson Degenhart. So you get to watch the first half of Boise State Fresno. And instead of listening to the Fresno announcers butcher guys' names and talk about Fresno the whole time, you never know what you're getting on the visiting announcers on the Mountain West Network. You can come watch the game on Saturday against Fresno with us right here at BNN. You can. We're going to turn down the audio from the Mountain West Network feed. We'll show you the full Mountain West Network feed with commercials, with replays, with different camera angles, all that stuff. And then the first half, you can watch it with Tyson Degenhart and Max Rice. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to have different guests, jump in, boosters, former players. The list is growing, but the two that are confirmed that I can say in the first half will be Max Rice and Tyson Degenhart, and they're going to come on together. So, we'll have our pregame show starting at 5:00. And then when the game starts at 5:30, we're going to have Max Rice, Tyson Degenhart coming on with us as well. So that'll be Saturday, 5:00. Looking forward to that. But first, tonight, Wyoming, Extra Mile Arena. And as I said, nice enough on his vacation here to still jump on for a couple minutes. The great Jay Tust. He's got the Bronco Studios microphone there. Jay, appreciate you popping on, man. How's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you doing today?
That's the best you've ever sounded.
You know what? I was trying to. It's chaos on with the kids, so I was hoping I could make it sound a little bit better over here. But I know my background. I was trying to show off a little bit of sun, but it's a little blown out. But hopefully it'll be okay.
You got some. Looks like some flowers in a bush or a tree right there behind you. So it's not quite a palm tree, but it'll work. It'll work there.
Yeah.
When's the first baseball game you get to attend?
We're figuring that out. So all that we learned last year is that games on back-to-back days is a little too much. But this is kind of our annual trip down to see Camille's side of the family. And it's funny though, because normally we come down here to escape the Boise weather, but it's not such an extreme.
No, it's raining today. It's raining right now. You're good.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, then that makes it feel a little bit better, I guess, this morning. There,
you definitely are winning, at least for the next hour or two. Right now, it's raining and it's cold. So.
We'll take it, but it's been unseasonably warm, obviously, in Boise. So I will absolutely take this.
So Brad's asking how the Mariners are looking. You can't tell us yet.
Man, I can't. I mean, I haven't been to a game so far, Brad, but I'm pretty excited about this year's team, man. I was reading a couple articles at dinner last night, and the young guys are looking good, and a lot of excitement. And I was actually listening to an interview from your boy Brendan Donovan this morning that says we look like a World Series contender. Would he know what one of those looked like?
I mean, if he saw highlights from previous years, yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't know if he was around for.
He wouldn't have been around. No, he's no. All right. He was on some playoff teams, but never. The 2022 team with Pujols and Molina that got upset in the first round. That was our last playoff appearance. But no deep run for him.
All right.
I'll be rooting for him, man. I think he's a great addition. I told you when it happened. Before it happened, that'd be huge. So I think he's going to be great for you guys. So I'll be following the Mariners even more than usual. Bronco Rob says supposed to be in the 90s in Arizona this week. So
I know. Yeah, this is we came down here this week for the last 4 years, I believe, and this is going to be by far the nicest weather we've had. It's normally like in the upper 60s, maybe 70s. It might touch 80, but it's pretty much it's flip-flop season in Glendale, Arizona.
It's flip-flop season 365 days.
I know, right?
Get Brooksy down there, not even the game. Get out there for like the backfields and stuff and just watch some of the that's the best time, man, is the BP and all that. We're actually trying to take the boys down. The boys and my wife have a trip planned, depending on how Boise State does down in the Mountain West tournament. I'm hoping I can't join them. I'm hoping I got to go back for Selection Sunday, to Boise. But if it doesn't end up going as it, probably will in Vegas, then I'll be trying to meet them down there and go into a game or two in Florida. But love Arizona spring training. You're within an hour of like all the different parks and places, and it's going to be that's pretty cool. And you got to the games are cool, but the going on the backfields where you get the autographs and the balls tossed to you and stuff. I mean, I think the one couple years ago, last time we went, I think Nelly got like 7 home run balls from batting practice and was like giving them to other kids because he had so many, because he was just out in left field and just having the time of his life. So get out of the backfields.
The Rains boys are exposed to a special life, let me tell you.
Well, it was just.
I hear they're getting new baseball bats too.
You go every year. We only go every 3 or 4, so you got us beat, man. Come on.
I hear they're getting new baseball bats too.
Just say last night was a good night. Yeah, we already talked about that briefly. Chad says might be going to opening day in Seattle.
Oh, let's go, Chad.
Dan says actual real expectations from Mariners. Scary.
It is a little scary, but you know what? I'll get used to this.
Well, speaking of scary, tonight's game against Wyoming. What a segue there, Jay. One of those games kind of similar to that San Jose game the other day where, hey, by the way, you look way too professional holding that mic. I'm not used to the and having a pretty clear connection. Yeah, this is nice. Very similar to the San Jose game. You're playing a team that's, bottom third of the standings, but coming off maybe their best win of the season. And it's a little bit of a scary game. They went to Grand Canyon and won. And I don't think any Boise State fan needs to know about, if you can beat Grand Canyon, you're obviously a quality team, and to win down there, and they just did that. And now they come up to Boise riding some momentum here. They're on a 2-game winning streak. I mean, this is another game where Boise State can't just show up and go through the motions. They got to play well tonight to win this.
Yeah, I think that as the season has progressed and we kind of identify, the pecking order in the Mountain West Conference, you talk about 2 of the most surprising results in league play this season. I would say one was Nevada losing to San Jose State. The second one would have been Wyoming going on the road, though, to Grand Canyon and beating the Lopes. I did not see that one coming, in all honesty. And I think that Wyoming has had some nice moments at this, this year. And I know earlier this year, Sundance was saying that, man, they just have to be a little bit more consistent, because some days they're great and some days they struggle. And obviously you don't want to catch Wyoming on a day that they can be great. And that being said, they're a team that you certainly can't overlook tonight. Sure, they're near the bottom of the Mountain West Conference standings, but they proved the other night that they still have the capability to beat pretty much anybody by going on the road and knocking off Grand Canyon, a team that I don't want to remind anybody, but has beat Boise State soundly twice this season. So that should be enough of a wake up call for the Broncos to come out and play pretty good. And I know, man, they were really, really good in Laramie earlier this year, but I think that they will be on guard tonight coming off that performance against Grand Canyon.
Well, in that first game up in Laramie, Wyoming was without some key players, including Nasir Meyer, one of their best players. I think second leading scorer, was the leading rebounder at the time when he missed the first game against Boise State. So it's going to be a different looking team for Wyoming. And it's interesting. You look at some of these matchups on KenPom, Jay, and the Wyoming offense is ranked 82nd, and the Boise State defense is ranked 82nd. It isn't, that's going to be a very interesting side of the ball for me in tonight's game, is can Boise State's defense, which we've talked a lot about, has been, trending in the wrong direction the last month or so, I guess. Big picture just has struggled a little bit. If they can, the offense for the most part has figured some things out. If they can get this defense figured out down the stretch, I think it's going to make them a little more of a dangerous team here as you get close to the conference tournament, because the offense for Boise State's at 68th, but which again, like a month ago, it was like 130th. I mean, it's crazy how much the offense has improved. But for me, it's about Boise State defense, Mike Burns' defense. He's talked about it. Last year was not a great year, and they're actually worse defensively right now in the numbers this year than they were last year. But that Wyoming offense is pretty good. Sundance Wicks, he's a big kind of money ball guy in terms of the NIL and also in terms of how they run their offense and the shots they get, and the analytics are a huge thing for them. And they're clicking right now. And you look at some of their offensive stats. Their offensive rebound percentage, they're 57th in the country. They get a ton of offensive rebounds. Obviously, Boise State, very good on the defensive glass. So a lot of the other stats are top 100 for Wyoming. So for me, can Boise State's defense show some improvement and really slow down Wyoming? Because if Wyoming gets going offensively, I'm not sure you want to get into an offensive shootout with them. So that's where I'm looking at tonight, Boise State's defense.
No, I think that's a good call there, BJ. And unfortunately, I would say it kind of continues to slip almost too. They're really looking to probably get. That's the crazy thing, man. Like they've done it before on the defensive end. There was a point in time this year where it was the defense that seemed to be kind of carrying this team while the offense was figuring it out, and now they got to figure it out on offense, and they're struggling a little bit to stop people. And I will say this: you look at these last few games, and Coach Rice mentioned this in the post-game press conference on Saturday that one of their best defensive players, RJ Keene, was battling an illness and lost 15 pounds, and he's still not completely back to being full strength, but he's really important to them getting stops on defense and containing some of those guards that a few of them have had big nights against the Broncos this season. So if they can get him back, maybe that also, I should say, if they can get him back to full strength, maybe that helps the causes as well.
I can't remember, Jay, a time where so many guards did go off for just massive games. And part of it is there's some good guards in this conference, but you have the dude on Nevada, Camper, going for 30 plus. You had in two different games against UNLV, their guard going for 30 plus. There's some other ones. And then Wyoming's leading scorer, their guard, in the first time Boise State played against Wyoming, Leland Walker, went for 30. And I know that was some of those were kind of he's getting his, but they were allowing that because nobody else was doing anything. And I thought Boise State in that game did a really nice job. But Leland Walker had 30 last time Boise State played Wyoming. So they have another guard that yet again has a chance to go off.
And so that's what I mean. Like that's obviously a concern. And I think in the past that Boise State's done a pretty good job of forcing other people to beat them at times, instead of just allowing an opposing team to kind of honestly get comfortable doing what they want to do. So it's going to be a matter of the Broncos coming up and trying to come up with a game plan that makes Wyoming a little uncomfortable, and we'll see if they can do it. I do think that, if RJ gets back to being full healthy, that helps a little bit, but this team clearly is still searching for their best basketball on both ends of the floor. And, I guess the question now, BJ, is time running out, or was it just never, in the cards this season, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, they still have time to prove it. Like and there would be no better time than right now to put it together. And it's funny because, on one hand, if Boise State was sitting at whatever, let's call it 21-6 or whatever right now, they'd probably be in the discussion for an at-large bid. But there's also a narrative right now, it feels like, in the Mountain West where I don't know how many bids the league's getting this year. And so if anybody outside the auto bid is going to be questioned on Selection Sunday, you might as well just try to go with the auto bid. So hopefully they can kind of put it all together and finish strong these last few games, maybe improve their seeding a little bit in the Mountain West Conference standings, which, the other night there was some chaos in the league, and we were texting about it, BJ, but there were some pretty big upsets, and I don't know if you can completely tell what benefits Boise State because there's so many games left to be played, but all I know is they got a little bit closer to the 6 and 5 seed, given the results of the game the other day. So, I think it's just a matter. Like, I think this is the reality, man. Like, if Boise State finishes where they're at right now, they're going to finish in 7th place, and they would open up against, at the moment, a Wyoming team that they're hosting tonight. And you're going to see that it's not a game like, I want to say San Jose State, but even the Spartans kind of rallied there a little bit early in the second half, or Air Force, where you still feel like you're going to not have to like burn your starters for 30, 35 minutes in the opening game. You feel like you can use your depth to get through that opening contest, make some shots, and then go into the quarterfinals feeling good about yourselves. But if they can climb up a little bit, that only helps the cause, I think.
Oh, no doubt. They're only 8-point favorites tonight at home against Wyoming.
Yeah.
You go on a neutral court, you're 5-6-point favorites in a first-round tournament game. That's not exactly a walk in the park to kick things off. I would say, who are the two teams right now, Jay, that you would not want to see Boise State play for as long as possible in the tournament?
Utah State and Grand Canyon.
Okay, right now, as you know, they are the 1 and 4 seeds right now, and if you can stay in that 6-7 range, you would not see either Grand Canyon or Utah State until the championship game. So I think the 6th seed, as much as the game times are terrible, that's the only problem with the 6th seed is that you play the literally 8:30 last game of the night.
Which is never on time. It never starts on time.
And it's 9:30 in Boise, so you're starting a game at 10 o'clock or whatever in Boise, and I think the semifinals might even be a half an hour later. You're starting like at 10 or 10:30 Boise time on Friday night if you make the semis. But that's the only downside is the game times. Otherwise, you said the 6, you get to play San Jose, and then you would play the 3 seed, which is right now a New Mexico team that you've swept already in 2 games, so you can beat them. It's not going to be easy. But then if you win that, again, you're looking at maybe San Diego State, maybe but if you can avoid Utah State and Grand Canyon, I guess right now technically it'd be San Diego State as the 3 seed, and they could bump down. I guess they've got some tough games still. I'll get to that in a minute. But I think if you can avoid Utah State and Grand Canyon, if they're both on the other side of the bracket, I think you'll take your chances no matter what the matchups look like.
Yeah, I agree with you. And here's the deal. It's not like they're even like unbeatable or anything like that. Like, I think Utah State personally is a little more you just look at what is it, 7 straight for Utah State, something like that over Boise State. They've had their way with the Broncos in recent history. So I think that if you're going to actually pick a pecking order, it goes Utah State, then Grand Canyon. But those like Grand Canyon, they're beatable. Wyoming just friggin' beat them, right? But for whatever reason, it's just a tough matchup with their size against Boise State this year. So if you can avoid both those teams, put them on the other half of the bracket, then you guarantee, even if you make it to the championship game, you're only going to have to go through one of them, right? Then that would be whether you're honestly, BJ, I'd almost say whether you're the 6, 7, whatever, 5, 6, 7. Like I would just rather probably just be on the other half of the bracket from those teams.
Yeah, which would 6 or lower could help that 6 or 7. You don't want to fall into the 8, 9, I guess. But 6 or 7, I think 6 game times aside. And I guess it depends on how you look at it. If you're a person going to Vegas, you get all day to hang out and party and then go to the game at 8:30 at night. If you're a media member. You have to, you're not sitting there drinking at the pool, getting ready to go cover a game, unfortunately. So that changes our
Oh,
trip.
come on. We've all been on the BNN road trip before.
Not on a game, not when there's
Two
a game
birds,
that
one
night.
stone,
No,
buddy.
not when there's a game night. You get our work done during the day and then you party at night. But if there's an 8:30
I do
game,
swear, you mentioned that like 8 or 9:30 Boise time tip. I really believe like it was a few years ago now, and I think Boise State was playing San Diego State that night in the 4-5 game or something like that under the old tournament rules. And there was like an overtime game before, and I think I barely made my news at 10 hit because like the Broncos had like tipped off like a moment ago. Like wanted to do like a little pregame or whatever, and it wasn't even possible because the game was delayed so long. So they definitely tipped off after 10.
It's crazy,
which is wild.
Papa Boucher, Rich Boucher watching says need a great team defensive effort to get this win tonight. Yes, that is true. Brad says somebody will go for their career high tonight on Wyoming. Guarantee it. He says, my dad and I have a running joke this year, every game, someone gets their career high, or we hear he's only made 1 3 all year as someone hits their 5th in a row against Boise State. It's honestly
kind of hard to argue because it has happened a few times.
And part of it is they've played some really good guards. Part of it is the way Boise State's team is set up. They just don't have a ton of great one-on-one defenders, especially in that like 2-3 spot. Like Meadow, Carmichael, they're nice players. They do some nice things, but like lining a guy up one-on-one, an athletic guard on the other side is not exactly their strength. And I'm sure they would probably tell you that too. And so there have been some big games against Boise State this year.
I'll just jump on the flip side of this just because I want to bring him up. And I think it warrants us bringing up, but how Drew Fielder's playing as of late. And honestly, not even really as of late. It goes back to, following that 2-game stretch where they got hammered by Grand Canyon and Utah State in back-to-back games. He's been really solid ever since that little stretch of basketball. So you go back to basically the middle of January, 11 games ago, and over those 11 games, he's averaging 16.5 points. He's shooting over 54% overall. He's shooting almost 46% from 3. He's averaging 6.2 rebounds per game, almost 2 assists per game, and a little under a block per game. But, Drew's looked pretty good, I would say, over the last, basically month and a half. And when they get him going and he stays out of foul trouble, man, he is a pretty fluid player that I think really imposes. I think he's the guy. Like if they gotta if opposing defenses want to throw doubles at him and stuff like that, then he's got to be a passer for a night. But as they pick and choose what they want to do against Drew, last night on Saturday he was 9 of 11 inside the arc, 9 of 13 overall, and in the 3 games prior to that he went out and made 12 total threes, including 2 games where he had 5 threes in each of those games, right? So he's been a guy that's been able to, I think, grow, kind of navigate what opposing defenses are throwing at him. And he can kind of be a chameleon on any given night and be who Boise State needs him to be, at least on the offensive end.
And you're holding your Bronco Studios mic there. You had Drew Fielder on Bronco Studios, believe yesterday. Hopefully folks will go check that out. And I'm going to add one thing about his leadership. I mean, first of all, we can talk about NIL money, who's worth it, not worth it, whatever. He's come on pretty strong the second half of the season here and been way more consistent. And I think most people in this chat, I would suspect the vast majority would say if you're making a list of guys you want back next year, Drew Fielder's got to be first on that list or maybe second, but he's got to be right there near the top of the list to come back next season. But I would say this, being in Logan for the game on last week, I mean, they're getting blasted by 20 in the second half. A.G. Nato makes a mistake or does something, and Coach Rice pulls him out of the game. And it's just a small thing, but Drew Fielder gets up and walks over, and I'm watching the whole thing happen across the court. Leon's kind of like talking to him, giving him a teaching moment, they're not letting him kind of go sit down yet. And Drew Fielder is standing up waiting with his hand out for like 15 seconds to console, but to encourage A.G. Nato and tell, hey man, you got this, next play, you're good. Like, Drew Fielder, I think as the season gone on, also they're sending him out to talk to the media a good deal, especially after the losses. Like, I think Drew Fielder's there's all this talk about who's the leader of this team, especially going into next year. I think Drew Fielder could be the the big kind of senior leader. But I noticed that the other day with him and NATO, and I think not only is he producing on the court, but at least that was one small moment in terms of his leadership off the court that I noticed as well.
I'm right there with you. And even when I was talking to him the other day, he says that's an area of his game. I think that he's getting more comfortable and growing, and he's not afraid to get on guys if he has to. And, Leon has also said this a number of times this year. I mean, this has been a storyline for over a month now, talking about leadership and players stepping up and kind of taking that role. And, he often references the Anthony Drimmick days where Drimmick was super intense, right? Like an unbelievable competitor, but maybe he just wasn't the, I don't want to say this wrong, but something like, maybe the best vocal communicator to amongst his teammates at times. And I just mean that from a leadership thing. I don't necessarily mean that from an X's and O's doing what you have to do on the court. Anyways, so Leon was like, the Navy SEALs basically told him, don't force a round peg into, a square hole or whatever. Right. And I think he's just kind of with that, like that with this team. That being said, I do think that Drew Fielder is making progress in that area and trying to step up and be a leader. And you're right, BJ. Like, I think on the media side of it, that's stuff that maybe we notice, like who talks, when they talk. And there's times after a loss where the last thing those guys want to do is get out of the locker room and come answer questions from you and me. Right. And Drew Fielder's done that recently. And I think that that says a little bit more than, just going and answering questions.
They may want to answer them from you, but probably not for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Drew's such a good guy. Grew up with him in Meridian. Hope we keep him. BSU Bill says as of now, Fielder's the only guy I 100% want back next year. A lot of similar comments on here. Fielder ended up being the best player on the team. Offensive game is polished and skilled. Needs to work on his defense for next season. Not a true rim protector. All right, lots of good comments on Fielder. I guess one final thought on the game tonight, Jay, and then I want to have a brief football topic before Tatum Thompson's going to join me here in about 7 minutes.
Sweet.
They got a big game tomorrow night, as you know, against San Diego State. But any final thoughts on the game tonight? Obviously, again, playing for seeding at this point, but also playing for confidence, and you just want to try to get on a roll here down the stretch.
No, I mean, it's right there. And honestly, it's just kind of what we've been talking about with this team for the last couple of weeks. Just find a way to play your best basketball right now. And in these last, few regular season games, get your confidence going into the Mountain West Conference tournament. Feel like you can go down there and beat, anybody. And I think this is one for me, BJ, tonight. Like, don't allow any big runs to Wyoming. Boise State played really well right out of the gate against San Jose State, and then all of a sudden you look up early in the second half and it's a 2-point game. Now, yes, the Broncos responded, and they finished that game strong and cruised to a victory. But just maybe limit those runs. Just take the game over and put it away, and don't allow a team to get back in. No lackadaisical moments or stretches of basketball. Just play a good, consistent game, and at the end of the day, hopefully you look up at the scoreboard and they win by 14 or 15.
Well, again, 6 o'clock, we'll have the pregame show on BNN. The game is at 7. I believe it's a Mountain West Network game tonight. 7 o'clock for the tip-off, and we'll be live at 6 o'clock with the Lithia Ford Boise pregame show. All right, Jay, in the 5 minutes or so I got left with you, you already had them all on Bronco Studios, so you've talked to them, but we're going to get our first chance to meet some of the new assistant football coaches today down there at Boise State, and that includes Terrence Brown, co-defensive coordinator, defensive backs coach, Alvis Whitted, the passing game coordinator, the wide receivers coach. And then we're going to talk to Frank Miley as well, who takes over kind of as the full-time defensive line coach. So you throw in a couple new coaches on defense, a couple position switches. I think factoring in Eric Chenander also just now having the whole defense to coach and not have a position as well is going to help him in practice and in meetings and things to kind of spread around to some other areas. We saw that later in the season last year when Frank basically kind of took over as the D-line coach unofficially. You also have on the offensive side, Zach Hill becoming the co-offensive coordinator. So some different titles and things, but we're going to talk to some of the new coaches today. You've already talked to them, but like I said, the question was, who's the most important, who's going to make the biggest impact? Mm-hmm. And maybe that's tough to say at this point, but I know there's a lot of love for Terrence Brown in the chat, but what do you make of kind of the new coaches, some of the position changes, and obviously it's going to be a little unique too with Terrence Brown now taking on the corners and the safeties.
I mean, you know what I'm most excited for? You want to know what I'm most excited about? Have we confirmed if Johnny Mallory's going to these interviews yet? I mean, maybe,
it's a football interview, I'm sure.
Okay.
He's busy when the interviews are at the same time for basketball, but football, I'm guessing he'll be there.
What I'm most excited for is John Mallory finding out that Alvis Wooded played with Jerry Rice and Tim Brown, for that matter. I'm really excited for him to find that out.
Will that be his first question?
So you are sitting in the locker room, right? Your first year with the Oakland Raiders, and you're putting up your socks, right? You're pulling them up. You got the black socks on, the silver pants, and like as the black socks touch the silver pants, right? You just kind of like look over, and out of the corner of your eye, you catch the greatest wide receiver in the history of the NFL. You're sitting next to Jerry Rice. Alvis, what was it like to play with Jerry Rice?
At least hope he waits till the second question to ask that, not the first. But
jokes aside, I love ball game, but that's probably coming your way today. Just to let you know.
Now, somebody said earlier that they think, on paper, whatever, like Terrence Brown, but in terms of who needs to have the biggest impact, they said Whitted with what the wide receivers did last year.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue that. Or I mean, it's tough to dismiss that thought. Wide receivers got to play better. They need to develop that group. They got some new guys in that room. They got some young guys that are returning. That's a group that they clearly need to take a big step if they want this offense to be explosive. And that's one thing that Spencer Danielson always talks about, like the two things he wants to emphasize: winning the turnover battle and creating explosive plays. If you can do that, you're going to have a really good chance to win a lot of football games. And I think that, the development and growth of this wide receiver group that's going to be key. And so, I think that he's going to play a very prominent role. I think one thing you're also going to figure out too, the fact that Spencer Danielson got these guys to Boise, clearly they believe in him and the culture that he's creating at Boise State, because Terrence Brown is a fast rising star, it seems like, in this industry. And Alvis Whitted, man, he's done it at the Power 5 level or Power 4 level, whatever, for a good portion of his career. He's the Green Bay Packers wide receivers coach when Devontae Adams was in Green Bay. So he has a pretty extensive resume as well. And considering both those guys, they want to be here, especially considering Alvis hasn't spent a bunch of time out in this, the neck of the woods, more back east, right? So the fact that Spencer Danielson got them here, I think that also says something about them.
And what do you make of Brown? I know we talked a little bit about it when it happened, but Brown coaching, the entire DBs, and that's a change from what Boise State has had for the last several years, and that is what allows Frank Maile to become the 10th full-time assistant as the D-line coach, and allows Eric Chenander to kind of have just the whole defense and not a position. What do you make of that?
I like the way that it sets up, and Boise State has made some other adjustments on their coaching staff to where they have an assistant cornerbacks coach now, right? So just because I would say, obviously Brown's going to oversee the whole secondary, but I do think that he will have some help back there. It's just not all him, right? So yeah, and I think that for a team that wants to put pressure on the quarterback and be a little more explosive and dynamic up front, a couple of years ago they led the NCAA in sacks, and last year maybe saw that production obviously fall off a little bit when it came to getting to the quarterback. So allowing Frank to truly work with the defensive line, Eric Chenander to oversee all of it, I think overall, excuse me, I like the adjustments they've made, I would say, on the defensive staff.
Well, Jay, appreciate you for jumping on, man. Enjoy the weather down there. Again, I can hear it raining out my office window here. So you're winning today at least. So hope the family has a great time down there at spring training and catch some baseball. And I know you'll still be following the games and all the action tonight, tomorrow night, and moving forward here. So we'll be looking forward to catching with you next Tuesday ahead of senior night against San Diego State. Yeah.
Have fun talking with Tatum Thompson too. Get to the game tonight, everyone, and get over to the X tomorrow. Like the single game attendance record isn't like wild. Like it feels like it would be within reach. And if you could get, if we got 3,000 people in Extra Mile Arena tomorrow, then I believe that would smash the single game attendance record. So this team deserves it. They're fun. You're going to find out that here with Tatum Thompson in a little bit, but yeah, Tatum's a psychology major. Really gets into the mental side of the game there, BJ. So make sure you ask her about that.
I will. Appreciate it, man. Enjoy it down there.
All right, buddy.
There he is, Jay Tust. Always appreciate Jay for joining us here on BNN. Again, Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor. Lithia Ford of Boise, online at lithiafordboise.com. Whether it's a new or pre-owned vehicle, check their full inventory online at lithiafordboise.com. Again, our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise. Hey, Sun Cruiser, perfect for the game tonight, the game tomorrow, this weekend. Whether it's the iced tea vodkas, the lemonade vodkas, Sun Cruiser, highly recommend them. Great drinks, and they're low calorie, low carb. Pick up a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Hey, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. They're donating $25 for every made free throw for the men's basketball team there at Extra Mile Arena, and that was $375 donated from the last game to the Idaho Youth Sports Commission from ICCU. They've got NIL deals with multiple student athletes, including Natalie Pasco from the women's basketball team. So make the switch today. You don't realize what you're missing until you do. Idaho Central Credit Union, online at ICCU.com. Hey, Jackson's. Check out Jackson's. You can get 75-cent fountain drink with Let's Go rewards when the Broncos score 75 points. So tonight against Wyoming, if they get 75, you can get a 75-cent fountain drink on Thursday from our friends at Jackson's. Again, just got to use your Let's Go rewards app. And with the rain, it's a little cold today. Don't forget that 99-cent hot chocolate or coffee using that Let's Go rewards app. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. Check them out as well. TacoBellWorks.com. If the Broncos get 83 tonight, you get that free taco using your ticket stub at Taco Bell. Don't forget the great breakfast they have there at Taco Bell. The breakfast quesadilla is the best thing going right now. Check out Taco Bell, Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. And if you need that Boise State gear for the game tonight, for the women's game tomorrow, check out the Blue and Orange store. They got that location there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. They can customize those jerseys. They can do a lot of great things there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location. You have 14,000 plus hats on the hat wall there at the location at the mall. And of course, you can order anywhere in the world online at theblueandorangestore.com. Best selection, best prices. The official in-venue provider of Boise State merchandise is the Blue and Orange Store. All right, as we mentioned, big game tonight, but maybe an even bigger game tomorrow night at 6:30 as the women are taking on first place San Diego State. Nice enough to join us is Tatum Thompson here on BNN, waking up to chat with us here today. Appreciate you, Tatum. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Doing great. Appreciate you for jumping on. Congratulations. The team is rolling right now, and it's got to be a lot of fun with how you guys are playing.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely fun. Yeah, like you said, a huge game tomorrow, so that one will be pretty fun as well.
What's been the biggest key? I mean, I know it was kind of a up and down season. Now they're in the middle. You guys had a rough stretch there, I think around Christmas, or you had a couple games that didn't go great. And then conference play, you guys just took off. You had the really long winning streak, and obviously now you're on another streak again. What's been the biggest difference for you guys?
I think just being able to grow and learn with each game, because we didn't start off too hot at the beginning of conference, and then we slowly built our way up, and we had that little winning streak going. And so I think with each game we're learning and growing. So we'll take that into the next game here tomorrow.
Tatum Thompson, preseason Mountain West Player of the Year, and backing that up, leading the team in scoring, almost 15 points a game, over 7 rebounds a game as well. And again, first place San Diego State tomorrow night. I know you guys lost the first time you played them. How much are you looking forward to showing them how different of a team you guys are tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, we're definitely excited, and they're number 1 in the conference right now, and they won the regular season. So I think it'll be a good game to show them what we can do now that we're further in the season.
How's for you as a senior and a lot of other seniors in the starting lineup with you? I mean, just it's all been kind of building for you with your career to this year. What are you? I'm not trying to make you get emotional or anything, but just kind of soaking in the moments here down the stretch, and what's this like to have this kind of season as a team and as an individual here as a senior?
Yeah, definitely. We only have a couple more regular season games left, so taking each practice day by day, each game day by day, and trying to live in the moment. So it's definitely been amazing, especially being able to have the same class of our seniors all 4 years. So just making memories. It's been super fun.
Yeah, and how much are you enjoying just trying to make the most of it as well? Have the team's having a great year? You're having a great year. Like it's got to be. I'm sure you're not there yet. I mean, you want to win the conference tournament. Advance in March Madness. But to this point, I'm not sure you could have drawn it up a whole lot better.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, if we could have drawn it up better, we would be undefeated. But
sure,
can't have perfection all the time. But
again, Tatum Thompson, our guest here on BNN, joined the 1,000-point club earlier this year. What would that mean to you to hit 1,000 points?
It's definitely a cool individual accolade, but the fact that we got our 4 seniors of the class to all hit 1,000 this season, I think was definitely more impressive.
What does that mean to you? I mean, you mentioned that the senior class stayed. I mean, the transfer portal is crazy now. I'm not sure what it's like in women's basketball. I'm not sure if you guys were getting calls, whatever behind the scenes. But the fact that this group has kind of stuck together, how much more special does that make it?
Oh, it's just super special because we've been through the ups and downs together. And so we've just have a super strong bond together. And yeah, it's definitely special to finish it out with the same people.
Again, at 6:30 tomorrow night, San Diego State coming. You guys are tied for second right now with UNLV. You still go to kind of interesting. You go to UNLV in the last game of the season. Are you guys just? I guess I don't know if you're coming back or staying down there. Or then you're going to turn around and go right back a couple days later for the tournament, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're going to stay down there, but to finish off the season with that game, I think it'll be super fun. It'll be a good challenge, knowing that we're tied at second. And
yeah. What do you? I mean, fans look at standings and seating and project all this out. Do you guys do that as players too? I mean, you know where you sit, but are you kind of saying, okay, if we win these games, we can finish second, we can do this, we're going to have this tiebreaker over them or them? Like, are you guys all sitting there trying to figure all this out too?
I personally try not to look too deep into it so I don't have to be like, oh, we need to win this game for this. And I just try to take each game as it is and just try and win each game and go into practice each day, just trying to be in the moment.
A lot of nice comments in the chat here. Javen Buchanan's dad says, love watching y'all, Tatum. We got some other folks in here. So they're fired up as well. And as Jay said, hopefully we can get a huge crowd tomorrow night. Give us a Gordy Presnell story. You've been with Gordy for 4 years. All of his we've heard a lot of the motivational talks. When you go to Wyoming, he used to, I don't know if he still does it, talk about, sailors inventing the jump shot up there. And you go to San Diego State, he talks about the speech from, was it JFK or someone that gave a speech inside the arena? I mean, I know he's a history buff, but what as a coach, as a person, what's it been like 4 years with Gordy?
Yeah, I can't remember a specific story, but I would just say, even as a person, he's super caring. If you need to talk to him, he'll talk to you. And I think he's just an overall great person. And then to have him as a coach, he's always got great advice for us. And I just think it's been great playing for somebody who has so many years of experience.
I mean, you're going to have a tough time when him and Leon move on. Who gets their name on the court? I mean, it's going to be they're going to have to do the Gordy Presnell and Leon Rice family's court or something, because both of them have. I mean, is it pretty? I mean, just knowing. I mean, he's one of the top winningest coaches like in college basketball. I mean, it's got to be pretty cool to say that you played for a coach like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he'll be one to remember for sure.
So I guess what's the scouting report on San Diego State?
Scouting report probably be they're super quick. We gotta be back in defensive transition, get up on their shooters. They have great shooters this year, and honestly, just putting everything we've got on the floor.
And how much would it help to get a big crowd tomorrow night?
Oh, it'd be awesome. It'd be super helpful.
Well, again, Tatum Thompson, appreciate your time. And I guess final question, just kind of how I started it, but just what would it mean to you if you can continue to play well and make a run in Vegas and hopefully get to the NCAA tournament as a senior? Like what would that mean to you as a senior to kind of go out on top?
Yeah, I would just say it'd be great to end with a bang on top, getting that championship to end out as a senior with the same class. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Well, appreciate your time. Best of luck tomorrow and the rest of the season. And we'll see you out there tomorrow night. And then we'll see you in Vegas for the conference tournament. Looking forward to that. And it's been fun, and hopefully you guys can finish strong, like you said, like you're hoping. So appreciate you doing this morning, and good luck tomorrow night.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Tatum. Appreciate it. Tatum Thompson, our guest here on Bronco Nation News. Again, 6:30 tomorrow. You can get out to Extra Mile Arena and cheer on the women's basketball team. Again, first place, San Diego State coming in, and that should be a pretty big game. We'll see what else we got going in the chat here, but do want to thank Signature Roofing online at mysignatureroofing.com. Whether it's a re-roof or repair, an estimate, or an inspection, the official roofing company of Bronco Nation News is Signature Roofing. Again, online, mysignatureroofing.com. Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate. Number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Bought and sold our home using Matt and his team. Tremendous customer service, tremendous attention to detail. You get to meet almost everybody in that photo when you purchase a home from Matt, with Matt, because every step of the way, somebody else is helping you with the process, and it's just tremendous customer service, like I said, and no stone was left unturned. So when he says we want to work for you, they truly do. And so it was a very enjoyable experience buying and selling our home with Matt and his team. Check them out, 252-9877, or online at BauscherRealEstate.com. Hey, Element Fencing, Peter, Wrought Iron Vinyl, Brady and his team are ready to help you. And if you're on a project, now's the time with Element Fencing. Craftsmanship, as I said, 25 plus years. Brady is ready to work with you, the owner of fencing project to fit all your .com. Ridley's Family Markets, shop Rid. Painter for a Day project. If you want to, you provide the paint, they provide the painter. Painter for a Day, one of the many great services from our friends at rowpaint.com. Hey, you looking for a new, check them out, transcomservice.com. You can get into the trucking industry. Transportation compliance service can help you, helping out folks all over the world, whether it's DOT, overweight, all that good stuff. If you want a new career, fresh start, consider the trucking industry and get more information at transcomservice.com. Hey, tonight we checked the Signature Roofing scoreboard update. 4 games in the Mountain West tonight, and Tom Mo Mountain West. 3 games start at 7 Mountain Time. Fresno at Colorado and San Jose at Air Force. You have spreads, ironically, all right about 8 points. Colorado State favored by 8.5 over Fresno State. Boise State favored by 8.5 over Wyoming. And San Jose State on the road favored by 7.5 over Air Force. All those games start at 7. And then the nightcap, the biggest game of the night in the Mountain West, CBS Sports Network at 9 p.m. Mountain Time, New Mexico at Nevada. Big game there. New Mexico at Nevada. New Mexico favored by 1.5 on the road. Nevada coming off a big win against Utah State. Now they'll try to back it up a couple days later with a big game against New Mexico. When that game ends around 11 o'clock, join us on another night in the Mountain West. Tom Moser does a tremendous job. One of the best acquisitions I've made, just being honest, was bringing on Tom. Love the shows. We've had coaches, players. We'll maybe try to get another one on tonight, depending on who wins that 9 o'clock game there. But all the recaps, anytime there's Mountain West basketball, join us after the game for another night in the Mountain West. Tom Moser tonight. That'll be about 11 o'clock. And that'll be coming up after that game, about 11 o'clock tonight. But we'll have our full pregame, postgame shows as well. And don't forget, I know we got the game tonight, but another plug for Saturday if you came in late. Saturday, 5 o'clock, join us here on Bronco Nation News. We will have the Bronco Nation News pregame show from 5 to 5:30, the Lithia Ford Boise pregame show. We'll hear from Abe Jackson. We'll get you set for the game. And then at 5:30, we will stream the game right here on Bronco Nation News. And we are going true Manning cast style for this game. I am not going to Fresno, so I can stay and make this happen because the feed they send us is 20 seconds delayed, and you just can't do it if you're at the game. So the choice was no broadcast and just go to Fresno like normal, or try out this broadcast and skip being at the game. And so Fresno, love you. Doghouse Grill, tri-tip sandwich. I'm going to miss it, but we're going to do the game from Boise. And the first half, we'll have Tyson Degenhart and Max Rice joining us to broadcast the game and tell stories and talk about it. So first half, Max Rice and Tyson Degenhart are going to spend the whole first half hanging out, watching the game, chatting. You can ask questions in the chat. You have so grab some Sun Cruisers, have a beverage with us. I'll probably have a Sun Cruiser or two. We'll hang out. We'll talk about the game, and we'll have Max Rice and Tyson Degenhart for the first half. And then we got some other players we're working on, Derek Marks, Alvaro Cardenas. If you got a player you'd like us to talk to, let us know. Matt Bauscher and Travis Hawks, I'm going to believe, going to be involved. We're going to have Nathan Carroll popping in as well. And then I have worked it out with Boise State. We should still be able to get Leon Rice and a player live on the post-game show. So it'll be one feed, pregame, game, post-game. We've done this for some of the home games, as you guys know, but because of the difference in the feed, it just doesn't work to do the actual, talking over the broadcast when the game's going on, because the feed I'm showing you guys through the video is like 30 seconds late. So I'm watching a dunk happen in the arena, and then you guys are watching on the film, a play that's happening 30 seconds earlier. So it just doesn't work to do that. So we're going to try it this way, where I'll be watching the same feed you guys are. We'll broadcast the game live, so you won't have to hear the Fresno State, homer announcers or guys that can't pronounce any of the Boise State players' names. You won't have to deal with any of that. You can just watch the game. And the easiest way is on your smart TV. You guys, everyone has smart TVs now. You go to the YouTube app. I don't know how many of you watch us on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer. I'd be curious to know what you're watching on right now. But on Saturday's game at 5 o'clock, you go to your YouTube app and you go to the Bronco Nation News channel and you find our live show. We'll have the game full screen, so you can still watch the game full screen on your TV. But you'll have me on there commentating, and you'll have Tyson Degenhart and Max Rice and some other players instead of the Fresno State announcers. So we can pull the feed and just mute the audio, and then we still get to have the full replays and game broadcast. It's a professional broadcast, not just somebody out there with a webcam, but we'll be able to provide the audio for you guys, and that'll include Tyson Degenhart, Max Rice in the first half, some other guys hopefully in the second half. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Degenhart playing great for the G League team. Yeah, and they actually have a game that day. They have a game Saturday at noon, so he's going to come on after the game and talk to us live with Max Rice in the first half. So 5 o'clock Saturday. Make your plans now. If you're going to watch the Fresno State game, watch it with us. If you can't watch it live, when you rewatch the game later, make sure you do it on the BNN feed, because as I said, you're going to have former players, maybe some coaches, all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the other ones were fun, even when we'd come in on the commercials and talk. Now we're going to be able to talk the entire game. So it's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to it, and make your plans to join us on Saturday. And you guys can chat during the game in the chat with each other, chat with us, ask questions, Max or Tyson. It's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday. But first, tonight, 6 o'clock, Lithia Ford Boise pregame show. Join us at 6 o'clock tonight from Extra Mile Arena as Boise State takes on Wyoming. Kind of a sneaky, tough game. Wyoming's coming off a huge win. They've got some guards that can really score. Leland Walker went for 30 the last time Boise State played Wyoming. So it's 8:30, I think he said. He says it's 7 in the morning in Australia. I think he told me it's 8:30. So I think 5:30 p.m. is 8:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning in Australia. So he's going to wake up early and join us on Saturday. So yeah, you're pretty close on the time change there. I think he said 8 or 8:30. But yeah, you're close. But he said he wants to do it. He said that sounds awesome. Let's do it. So him and Tyson together, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, talking, telling stories, and they have some great memories of going to Fresno. So we'll talk to them about that. And it's a pretty important game, pretty sneaky, tough game for Boise State against Fresno State also. So we'll have plenty of coverage Saturday. But again, tonight, 6 o'clock. And don't forget, Terrence Brown, Alvis Whitted, Frank Miley, some of the new coaches for Boise State. They are at football. They are talking here in like an hour. So I got to get downtown to Boise State for that. But we'll get all those videos up on the BNN YouTube channel this afternoon. So you want to hear from the new football coaches? We got you covered. Those will be on the YouTube channel of Bronco Nation News. That's why you need to subscribe to our channel. Like this video. Sometimes you guys think, I've heard people say, oh, I thought I subscribed because it pops up in your algorithm, but you're not actually subscribed and you miss some. So make sure you're actually subscribed there at the bottom of the screen here. Like this video on your way out. And again, this afternoon, we'll have the video interviews with some of the football coaches. And we will also have, it's up right now, Leon Rice and Javen Buchanan, if you want to watch those interviews from yesterday ahead of the game tonight. So tons of content on our YouTube channel. And obviously, that's where our live broadcasts go as well. So football interviews this afternoon. And then we'll see you at 6 o'clock for the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. Our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise. Get out to Lithia Ford of Boise right there on Fairview Avenue in Boise if you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle. Rain's family's loving our F-150 that we got a couple years ago from Lithia. And whenever my wife's van, goes out here pretty soon, we know we'll be heading back to Lithia Ford of Boise for our next purchase for her as well. So appreciate Lithia Ford of Boise. And as always, appreciate Sun Cruiser. We're in the Sun Cruiser studios. Check out Sun Cruiser, whether it's the iced tea vodkas, the lemonade vodkas, Sun Cruiser. Let the good times cruise. Thanks for watching the show, guys. Appreciate you. Good viewership today. And excited for tonight's game. and excited for what's ahead with BNN. So appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Again, check out the YouTube channel this afternoon for the football interviews, for the basketball interviews, and we will see you live 6 o'clock from the X, Boise State, Wyoming. Big game in the Mountain West, and we got you covered. Online, Bronco Nation News, bronconationnews.com. See you this evening, everybody.